Yes, Chef.
With Ryan.
It is Tuesday, and that means we're lucky enough to have our global chef Ryan come into our studio with food that he's prepared himself and talk all about a special ingredient or dish that is maybe fitting for this time of year. Might not be. Anyway, Ryan's here. It's Boxing Day. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Peter.
Have a good Christmas.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, I miss my family.
Aww.
Hello, family.
Everyone does, especially at Christmas, right? It's the worst time to be apart from family.
I thought I was good, and then about Christmas Eve, something hit me. It was like, what am I doing?
And you've got, is it a niece or a nephew now?
Yeah, you're right. A baby niece. And it was so funny. I was talking to my whole family at once on video chat. And got to see baby Rayleigh in the picture. They were doing the family photo.
Yeah.
And my mom was saying she was going to hold up the phone with my face on it so I could be in the film. I was like, put the phone down. I'll talk to you later.
You do it on a tablet PC or something to get it life size.
Yeah, that's a little too much.
Just a cardboard cutout or something they should have at home.
You're going to make me get teary-eyed.
Oh, right. So what did you do on Christmas yesterday? Anything Christmassy?
I was preparing this for you, man.
Fantastic.
I went shopping a little bit, did some Christmas shopping. I saw a really cool Korean band last night, live concert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was a small venue, A Life and Time.
Life and Time?
Yeah. It's like rock and roll, man. It's pretty cool.
Nice. That sounds cool for Christmas. Yeah, a lot of people do concerts around Christmas time these days. It seems to be like a growing trend. Anyway, I wanted to ask you, Ryan, if you have one or not. I'm not sure. Do you have a motto in life?
Well, I don't know if it's like a life motto, but the grow food and play.
Grow food and play.
Yeah,
I've seen that linked on hashtags, right?
That's all. That's all mine. Nobody's taken that, and I'm kind of surprised because, man, one of my chef friends, one of my best Korean chef friends here. He's such a monk, he's like kind of a spiritual guy, right? And he's like, you really got it with that one because it does sum up a lot of what I believe in is grow food and play.
Grow food, so keep it like natural, organic. Yeah,
I mean, even if you're using fertilizer and stuff, at least you're growing food. At least you're learning about what you're consuming because there's so many people doing more and more studies today that show that. That saying, you are what you eat, is even more true than we thought it was when we were kids, So that's the grow food part. And the play part is don't forget to have a good time.
Have some fun.
And play with the ingredients in the kitchen.
With the food
That's what I kind of mean by it. But then there's other, just don't forget to play.
There's good double meanings there, Ryan. I like it. You're right. Someone's going to pick up on that. You should trademark that,
maybe
long.
I should jump on that quick. Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Today's ingredient in the cold winter months, apparently it's a treasure created by nature that can be found in the deep parts of tidal flats. A major stamina booster. It is nugget or long-legged octopus. Is that what we call it?
Is that
That's what we've got on the script. So you often come up with something better.
I've heard that one. I've heard small octopus
because
you can't say baby octopus because that's a different one.
That's the jukumi, right?
Yeah, for those who don't know, right. For those, that's also webbed foot octopus.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So for those who don't know, if you are not real familiar with eating octopus, you don't need many names for it.
Yeah.
But if you live in a place where you can eat a lot of different octopus, you need more names for it. So that's what we've got here in Korea. And this is the medium size. So this is not the really small one. It's not the big octopus muno. Yeah. But this is the nachi.
Yeah. So I think many foreigners or Westerners are familiar with the big octopus. You've seen it in the documentaries. You can eat it as well and have it sliced. And then I think this name actually works quite well, the long-legged octopus, because the legs are long compared to its body, aren't they?
Long and delicious.
Yeah, and so nugget, apparently a winter food, a winter treat. Do you enjoy eating nugget?
Absolutely. I don't say I'd go once a week, but this dish, the nakshi bokum, it really is great in the winter because it's pretty good and spicy. Yeah. And it comes with a mountain of rice. And it's really nice and filling and not too expensive. And when the texture is done just right, you get this really cool, like kind of kind of pop. It's not chewy at all.
Right.
Okay. If you cook octopus correctly,
right,
and there are different ways.
Yeah.
You get this really nice pop and then tenderness.
Okay.
Okay. Like
that's
an al
what
dente.
you're aiming for.
Absolutely. And I hope this is that way. I mean, this had to be made. I don't live 15 minutes down the road, so I hope I've got that pop today with this. It's not. You really want to have it, stir fried and then served right away.
Straight away. That's the way to do it. Okay, so we're going to talk people through how to do this dish. But before we do, we got to talk about the way that it's served in Korea that shocks many people. When it's raw and it's still moving.
I made my parents try that. I made my sister try that. I made my brother try it. Yeah.
It does make it sound like you really forced them to do this. Were they not keen?
My brother was fine on trying it. It's strange though because it is moving around, and
even though you've cut the legs off and everything. Right.
And I guess you might say that it's kind of evil a little bit. It's kind of mean. But
it's dead, right? If you've cut off the legs are not alive.
Yeah, I guess the way I understand it is like the legs have kind of minds of their own, right?
Right.
That's a unusual thing about the octopus family, right?
I've heard stuff about the nervous system is like everywhere, right?
Right.
Then it maybe is still alive. Oh dear.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so you got this plate of moving things with the sesame seeds over it, and you got this toasted sesame oil and salt, and it tastes great.
Yeah.
But yes, they are moving, and that's odd.
Do you know, it's really weird because I haven't had that's called sannakji, right? When it's still alive and raw and moving and whatever. And there's also san ojingo, or a version of squid that is the same. And I went on Christmas Eve to have some squid, and they gave us a little bit of raw squid as well as the fried stuff, the deep fried, which I really love. And I thought I was okay with this. Like, because I had sannakji ages ago.
Was
like
it still moving
5, 6 years. Yeah.
The squid
legs
doesn't move as long.
The squid legs move. The rest of it doesn't, like the body part. But the legs were moving for ages, actually. And they were quite big because it was a big squid. And I was freaked out. I didn't eat it. I was like, I can't do this. What's happened?
It is kind of strange to be, but when you go to markets around Asia in general, you'll see fish that have been cut down the middle. They want to show you how fresh it is. And so often the heart is still beating.
Wow.
And the fish is still moving. I've seen it here in Korea, but especially like in Hong Kong, Taiwan, across China. You'll often see that, and it's because they're proving to you that it's fresh.
Yeah, I guess there's nothing fresher.
What better way to prove that it's fresh than if it's moving around on the plate?
It's alive, yeah. I'm with you, though. When I had the sannakji, it is very tasty in the sesame oil and the salt as well. It's that flavour that you're eating, and the texture is just different to when it's cooked. True.
You do get a natural sweetness off a really fresh octopus, and I think you'll be able to taste it in door number 3 over here. I made another dish.
Oh, fantastic. Nice. And when it's raw, though, the texture is almost crunchy. There's like a crunch to it, right?
Yeah,
it's
that pop. Yeah.
Interesting texture to eat. Very different in these dishes. So can you talk us through, and can I start eating it while you're talking us through the
Yes,
popcorn?
I'll let you do this. I've got some rice in here.
All right, lovely.
This is the way it's normally served. You've got your rice, and then you've got your stir fry.
Wow.
And let me tell you a little bit about the stir fry while you're munching here.
Okay.
Get your spoon. You need spoon and chopsticks for this. Usually it's served.
That looks amazing, right? And it's still nice and warm as well. Okay, so I'll put some of this in the bowl.
I reheated it.
Oh, fantastic.
I couldn't keep it hot all the way here. They'd get chewy.
Oh, nice.
See, that's the thing about octopus. Okay, when you're cooking octopus, there are different styles. You want to do either, like most seafood, hot and fast, or you want to do a longer braise. That's more kind of like if you have octopus in Italy, it'll often be braised in a lot of like tomatoes and olives and olive oil and really that works as well. Then you'll get that tenderness again. But if you do the middle phase, hot and fast, and then there's the longer, not necessarily low heat, but longer cooking time. If you're on those fringes of the cooking time, then it's really nice. But if you get too close in the middle of those, if you go somewhere in between, that's when it's chewy.
Really?
So you have two options with these. If it gets chewy, keep cooking it. It'll get tender again.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you got to cook it for quite a while. Though.
Okay. So once you prepare the octopus, what else goes into this dish? I'm going to give this a try, by the way.
Go for it, man. The spiciness builds.
Not
so,
chewy
yeah.
at all.
Yeah, let me try a little piece. Okay.
It's really like
All right, so
tender.
what are you tasting?
It's now very spicy.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you said, the builds. Like when I first put
builds,
it in,
yeah.
I was like, this isn't spicy at all. Yeah, definitely builds. And it's still got, like you say, a bit of pop, a bit of like give back there. I love it when it's like this, a bit tender. Sometimes, I don't know, like you said, it can be really chewy, and then it's just like, but yeah, you get a lot of spice. I love the cabbage with this as well. When you've got a bokum with something spicy, the cabbage really, for me, like balances it out a bit.
Yeah, the cabbage is really important. Don't take cabbage for granted. It's such a cheap and readily available vegetable everywhere. Sometimes I will take it for granted, but when you add it to some things, it really changes them. Really.
Yeah, you're right. Cabbage is so cheap for a massive head of cabbage. And
underrated.
it's really good for your health as well. Yeah. I absolutely love that, but it is a bit of a spicy one, isn't it?
So basically what you got here, it's super easy. I took the octopus first, and poor guy. Yeah.
He was still alive when you bought him?
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel guilty every time I drop them in the water.
Okay. But you had to do it.
Had to do it. Got the water really hot.
Okay.
If you really want to be nice about it, you can throw them in the freezer for just a bit, and then they apparently go to sleep, and then you drop them in.
Oh, really?
That's what we often would do with lobster. And
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Anyway, thank you, octopus. So drop it right into the boiling water, maybe salted water a little bit. That just goes in for 10 or 15 seconds. Take it out. Then you can put it into cold water, okay? And then you're going to start cleaning it. You cut up the legs into bite-sized pieces. You take the head part and kind of turn it inside out.
Okay.
And remove just about everything there and just give it a rinse.
And just keep the flesh.
And just keep the outside, yeah.
Okay.
And then you slice all that up. Put that aside. And then you're going to make your yum-yum, your sauce for the bokum, right? Which is the most important part.
Of course. So how do we do this in terms of ratios and ingredients?
Well, let's say if you did one or two, let's say, one octopus, so each one of these is probably around 250 grams, about a pound.
Okay.
About a pound. Okay. So with about a pound of octopus, you're going to need, let's say, about a tablespoon of Korean gochujang, the red pepper paste.
Right, the paste.
Okay. Then maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons, depending on how spicy you like it, of the gochugaru, or the red pepper flakes.
Okay, so that adds a bit of spice if you put more of that in.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you got a good hot one, which, yeah. And then I snuck in a little bit of the Ghost Reaper powder.
Are you serious?
From the farm in this one, and that's why you got a little extra heat there, buddy.
Nice, okay.
All right.
And then you need some sweetness, no?
Yes, and you know what I always use? What do I use?
Honey or pear or honey?
Honey in this case.
Okay.
A really nice acacia honey from down in Jeollanam-do.
Right.
And a little soy sauce. Let's see, garlic. Plenty of garlic. Soy sauce, a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. Garlic, I would go with like 3 cloves.
Just crushed.
Yeah, just mash it up, crush it up. I do all this in the mortar and pestle. You know, just grind it all up.
With the paste and everything.
Oh, yeah, everything. That's how you get all that love going perfectly. Let's see, I think that's about it. Yeah, so red pepper paste, red pepper, ground red pepper, gochugaru. Toasted sesame oil. Can't forget the toasted sesame oil, the garlic, the soy sauce, and the honey.
And then you just put it in a pan with some oil, any kind of flavorless oil.
Well, this step is important. You're going to do your onion, your cabbage, and your leek first, okay, with a little bit of oil. Get those to soften up a bit, because you don't need to cook the octopus too long.
Yeah.
You can cook it really fast. You've already blanched it, okay? So then get that pan really nice and hot once the cabbage and the onions and everything are getting soft.
Yeah.
And then throw in the octopus and then put in all your sauce.
Okay, at that stage you put in the sauce.
Yeah, and just keep tossing it, and the octopus will start to get a little bit of pink color to it. And then kind of start to tighten up a little bit. And as soon as you see it start to tighten, if you watch the small tentacles, the ends of the legs,
sure,
they'll start to curl up first. That's telling you that the bigger ones are getting close to being done.
Okay.
And you know, if you really want to try to get it perfect, you can put the bigger pieces in first and throw the smaller ones in later.
Wowzers. That's if you're paying real attention to detail. Fantastic. Okay, so Ryan's talked us through the nakji pokum, or the stir-fried, spicy, long-legged octopus, or medium octopus. We're going to have the other dish after the song break as well, Ryan. You enjoy this in the meantime. Wow, it's got a kick to it, but it is delicious. We're going to play the Royal Pirates now. Where you at? We're back for part 2 of Yes Chef Ryan in the studio. How was your dish? You just polished off half a bowl.
I owe you an apology. I made this a little spicier than I thought I did. Sorry,
it's good,
buddy.
though. Seriously, it's good.
It is good.
It does have a kick even without that extra Ghost Reaper or whatever, but not one that lingers and gets this hot, right?
You got to grow food and play, man.
There you go, playing around with these spicy flavors. A lot of messages here from our listeners. Roz from the US says, oh, today, so it's the long-legged octopus that you eat fresh and it's still writhing. I was just dreaming about it last night, and as a result, I was thinking about it several times today. I think I need to add it to my list of things to try next May when I visit Korea. And also, happy Boxing Day. Good morning, Ryan. You're looking rather dapper today.
Well, thank you.
And thanking the octopus. That is such a cute thing to do. It is nice, I think, though, right, to appreciate the animals that we sacrifice for our pleasure kind of thing. That's a nice thing to do.
I like to think that at least I did that octopus justice.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I always have this kind of internal struggle about becoming a vegan or something like that when I hear terrible things about how animals are treated, or, you know, that we shouldn't eat them. And then you taste things like this and you can't give this up, surely. We were all put on this earth to eat one another, so let's enjoy.
Yeah.
That's where I come back to.
Well, I mean, fish are easier, you know. I mean, I love going to the market, and I'll be looking in those tanks at the these days there's they call them often in English, it's yellowtail, but it's hirasu or bango.
Oh, the bango, yeah.
Those big suckers in those tanks, and I'm looking at them and they're swimming around like, I want to eat that thing.
They are so good. I had some yesterday at the hotel buffet. Really delicious. Annie from Singapore says, I like all kinds of octopus. Long leg, short leg, no legs. But they have to be cooked. I like them fried with spicy sauce. One thing we should point out, you know, have you seen the film Old Boy?
Yes.
So you saw the scene where the main actor devours the nakji like whole, right?
Yeah.
And we've got to state that that's not how you eat it raw here usually. That would be pretty dangerous, I assume, right? To put a whole one in your mouth.
I don't think it's dangerous, actually. I think it's just really old school. Like, I have a friend who his, I guess, grandmother-in-law kind of lives kind of still old school style down on the southeast or southwest coast. Yeah. And when he first met his grandmother-in-law, there was an octopus on the table. Alive, and it was starting to crawl off the table. And it was going to get onto the floor. And the grandmother picked it up and she didn't eat it. She just pulled on it to kill it and then threw it back on the table so it wouldn't escape.
Put it in her mouth and like bit it and pulled
it.
It. Wow.
That's the story I heard, yeah.
That's interesting.
And he was like, I love this woman. And I was like...
Yeah. Fantastic. I'm glad he wasn't squeamish in any way. Sometimes they do keep the live one and then put it in the boiling soup as well. Like they'll put it under that lid.
There's a lot of angry folks on YouTube about that, actually. Yeah. And because it does seem a little like unnecessary. Yeah. I try to get the water super hot so it's fast, you know. But meh.
It's hard, isn't it? That when animal rights people say that kind of stuff. I guess there is a conflicting argument to everything. Siska from Indonesia says, Merry Christmas, Ryan. You look handsome in your outfit today. Grow food and play. That is a fun motto. Anyway, nakji for today. I'm actually a bit afraid of san nakji, though, the raw one. The cooked one, though, that you've showed us looks yummy, not scary at all. And the rice is my favorite type of rice. This is not just a plain white. It's with the chakok, is it?
Oh, yeah, there's black rice. There's bodi in there, barley. There's chopsal or glutinous rice in there.
Nice and healthy.
Yeah, lots of different kinds of grains. And this.
Let's get to this.
Check this guy out.
Okay. Ooh. So there's a soup in here, a broth. Ooh, with the weird bogey seaweed in it.
I'll let you use your spoon. We don't have to pass cooties here today. You go right ahead.
All right,
I've already had a bunch of this.
Okay. So this is the mezing.
Yeah, which probably will freak some people out if you get a nice gooey portion
You
of
can
it.
see it kind of looks like snot, and it kind of has a weird texture.
It's called seaweed fulvescence, and it's incredibly good for you. It's good,
That's
right?
delicious. And this is cooked with the nakji.
Absolutely. Yeah.
With the little bits of nakji. Oh, there's a bit. Yeah,
look at that. Look at that nice color
like
it
he's
gets.
just in the sea as well. Let me give him a chew.
Isn't that good?
Texture's really different. And you can really taste the tentacles. There's a big part of the leg there.
There's something cool, too, about this. You know, in Korea, often, when I first got here and all the time, I'll hear folks say, I didn't put any salt. I didn't put any salt. There's a real pride in not using salt.
Yeah.
You might still use a little soy or other things that have sodium, but there's a real pride, and I've started to feel the same way now after being here so long.
It takes more skill to make it tasty without salt, surely.
Well, I mean, the mesengi comes from the sea, so it's definitely got a sea brine to it, and the octopus as well. And then there's natural MSG or natural flavor enhancers in the radishes, in a lot of vegetables. Tomatoes have tons of it, and all that comes out in this. Mesengi is often seen with an oyster soup that I love, like mesengi kulgukbap.
Yeah,
so good. When I was making this, I was like, I don't know if anybody does this, and then I searched the hashtag, and there are other folks that do a mesengi nakshi.
Oh, nice.
You might often see these separate. You might see like a nakshi tang, and then you'd see like a mesengi guk, different soups with the same ingredients, just not necessarily together. But some people do it like this.
They taste great together. And what, do you just chuck them all in and just boil them up?
Well, it's
Is
the
that
same
simple?
broth that we always talk about, the dashima yuk soup, which uses the kelp and the dried anchovies and some onion and daikon radish. But then I added in the octopus, got the water really hot, got the octopus in there to cook it fast rather than long and slow. And then got the mesengi in there at the last minute. And now the mesengi's gotten a little darker because it's been in there a while. But right when you put it in, it gets this really beautiful, bright green color.
Oh, really?
And it's gorgeous. If you check my Instagram or social media, you'll see some of those pictures. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, to anyone who can't watch the video radio today, we are going to post this up on YouTube so you can see the whole episode if you type in Yes Chef Daily K. But the pokum that you posted up on your Instagram account as well, and it's for us as well, Arirang Daily K on Instagram. It looks so amazing. The close-up of that is just glistening in all that spicy beauty. Absolutely delicious. The soup is brilliant as well. That goes well with the spiciness here, actually, with
Balance
a bit
it
of
out.
rice. Yeah, it's perfect. So that's what we've been talking about, long-legged octopus. But we got a message from Aaron in the US, I think talking about regular octopus, right? So he said he hadn't tried it until he started eating Korean food and recently found out that the big online store even lets you order pre-sliced octopus. So I might try to order some and cook it. But Ryan, I saw on your social media some seaweed and octopus and it looks so good. As a Caucasian Westerner, octopus is something new and I like knowing what to do with it. What would you recommend with some of this pre-sliced octopus? I guess frozen, right?
Yeah, that's a really good question because I understand where you're coming from, Aaron. I was so nervous to start playing with or working with octopus when I first started, and the textures are going to be a little bit different. Now, when I try to stay away from the frozen stuff because I've got all the great fresh here, but they've been able to like blanch and then rapidly freeze some of this stuff these days, and I hear it's been working pretty well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
If you do it like that, blanch it and then really quickly freeze it.
Right, because you'll see the color in it will change. It'll be like that kind of brighter color, and that shows you that it's been blanched.
Oh.
And it'll say on the package anyway, but blanched and then rapidly frozen. I mean, this is in Korean gupsok nengdong. It's
okay.
It's just super quickly frozen. And with a lot of seafood, it's been working out that way. So that's how we've started to have some more seafood here from other countries.
Nice.
Now, when you're cooking it, you might have heard me say already. There's there's two ways. You can either do it slow and kind of long, like the Italian style. If you look up some braised octopus dishes from Italy, where there's lots of tomatoes and olives and olive oil, and it's just cooked down, and then you got these crusty pieces of bread that you dip in there and enjoy, or mix it into a pasta.
Is that with the regular octopus? Like
Yeah,
the
it can be with
size?
regular
Okay.
sized octopus, absolutely. But then the more common way, at least here in Korea, is to do it really hot and fast. And that's what I always tell my students to do with all seafood, really, is if it's hot and fast, you're much better off. Think about shrimp or scallops, got to be hot and fast, right? And most fish as well.
Yeah.
That being said, I love to get a little bit of char on octopus, like grilled.
Oh, wow.
So around here, they'll take a stick and like wrap it around the stick, and it's been marinated for quite a while. But then over that grill, because grills get up to like 400 degrees Fahrenheit or more.
Wowzers!
So that's definitely hot and fast, and you get this little bit of charcoal flavor on there. It can be awesome.
It looks cool as well on the stick, wrapped around.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's a good one. Definitely one of the easiest ways to start out playing with it and get to know the flavor is to just drop it in boiling water and just set your timer and try. It depends on the size of the octopus pieces you're getting and how much they've been blanched before you got them. So you're going to need to just kind of test it out. Get your water, up to a boil, a little bit of salt, and then start dropping pieces in just one at a time. Set your timer, pull them out, put them into maybe an ice bath really quick, and then slice them. It's going to have a texture similar to maybe the sushi you might have tried in the U.S. That'll have, a little bit of rice and that piece of cooked octopus on top. That's not raw.
That's delicious. My friend's mother runs an octopus restaurant, and she serves like a platter, and it's all the sliced things that have been boiled like that in water, and then you just dip it in the sesame oil and the salt, like you were saying with the raw nachi.
Or the wasabi and the soy sauce, right?
Yeah, and you have lots of greens, including some seaweed to wrap it up in. It tastes so good. Yeah, I didn't think about that dish for ages. Now I've got a craving. Gonna have to go. So we've been talking all about the long-legged octopus today, the nachi, and we've tasted it in the studio. You'll be able to check this video out on YouTube. In the coming days we'll upload it, and if you're watching us on YouTube, then why don't you tune in to #DailyK on Arirang Radio every single day, 9 to 11 a.m. KST. We also got an interesting message from LM in Korea saying, "Good morning. I've really been wanting to learn how to make gennip, but it seems like the list of ingredients is so long. What do you think is the best way to make it?" So gennip itself is the perilla leaf, right? So to make that, you just grow it, right? But I'm assuming it's the one that comes as the jangachi.
Right. Yeah, LM, I guess that's what you're talking about. I love that stuff. And there's different kinds. There's the one that's in, basically you're taking soy sauce, some kind of sweetener like honey or sugar. You'll take usually some pa or leeks or scallions, and you're going to bring it up to a boil and get that onion flavor, also some garlic in there. You're going to get that into the broth, then strain it out, chill it, and then put all your leaves of the perilla down inside of a container and cover them with those, and then throw it in the fridge for sometimes years, actually. Some people take pride in having, like a 2-year.
Really?
Yeah.
That long?
Yeah, or more. Yeah.
Because you can buy it in cans as well in Korea. It was one of my mum's favourites to take back to the UK and then just open up the can.
I take them as gifts to people all the time because they've never seen it, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
When you get those leaves and you just kind of pick one up and then put it over your bowl of rice and then kind of scoop. It takes a little chopstick, skill, like level 7, but you get a little bit of that rice inside of it. It makes these awesome bites.
Yeah,
really
instead of like the seaweed, it can taste so good, can't it? Okay, we've got time for what's in your fridge now. I think we've got one from the Hungry Gooner.
Yes.
Tasha.
Okay, Tasha. All right. What have we got here? Eggs white, tofu, cow's milk, soy milk, Greek yogurt, butter, cheeses, chicken sausage, pre-marinated chicken, and don't buy pre-marinated stuff. Oven roasted tricolor paprika, yum. Okay, love roast bell peppers. In Korea too, people call it like paprika or
Pimang.
Yeah, it's bell pepper is what we usually call it back in the West. Onion and garlic, leftover roasted potatoes. Okay, tomatoes, cucumbers. There's so much here. Okay, I've got enough to work with. Let me build something here for you. Have you ever had moussaka?
Moussaka. Why does it remind me of some kind of Greek dip or something like that?
But it's not a dip.
Okay.
It is a Greek dish, though.
Okay.
You're half right. Moussaka. Back about 5 years ago, me and my family, we did a whole Christmas in Greece. We all met in Greece because it's in the middle.
Nice.
Like we had folks in the U.S., folks in Asia. We're like, Where's the middle? Grease.
Nice.
So, and the owner of the house we rented came over and taught us how to make moussaka.
Now you're going to teach us.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we can't make the exact moussaka with this fridge, but we can come pretty close. So moussaka normally would have maybe a minced beef on the bottom, and it gets these flavors of like allspice and a little nutmeg and some cinnamon, into that ground beef. You could do the same thing with this chicken sausage, though. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Let's try to make a chicken moussaka. It'll be a little healthier, okay? But definitely get your onions and those potatoes you've got left over, roasted potatoes, even the paprika too, and the garlic. We can kind of saute all that together. But try to get some other flavors in there, like the cinnamon, if you've got those spices around, Tasha. The cinnamon, the allspice, and a little bit of nutmeg, and plenty of olive oil if you got that around. And then what goes on top of that is usually kind of like a bechamel, which is made from flour and butter and eggs in this case. I believe you don't really eat flour. So I think what we can do is we can use the eggs and the milk to make basically like a custard that'll go on top. Like a sauce. And then you can put your cheese in there. It won't be a real traditional moussaka, but it'll be pretty close. If you get more egg yolk, don't use just all whole eggs. The egg yolk will help build the custard more, and use just not too much of your cow's milk, and then get some of the grated cheese in there. Whisk all that well together. Pour that over the top in like a casserole dish.
So you still haven't cooked this, right?
The meat you're already cooked.
Okay.
The meat you've already cooked. That goes in the bottom. Like say you have a dish like this.
Yeah.
A little mini one like this. And you put the meat down in the bottom, and then pour over that. Basically, it's kind of like a quiche mix, or like a custard mix over the top. And then toss that in the oven. And even without using the flour, you'll be able to get it to set. And then pull that out. Let it cool off long enough to where it's really set, and then you can do nice little slices.
Oh, yeah. And that's a moussaka, is it?
Yeah, it's a similar. Yeah, it's similar enough to. I got to bring you some moussaka today. I did bring you a surprise though today.
What is a surprise?
Yeah,
you already bought me a surprise coffee.
Yeah,
What is that?
This is roasted lamb with mint sauce.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
right,
and it came out so good. I wanted to say Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
My presentation isn't so great on this plate here. I was about to leave the house.
With some mint
and I was
jelly
like, wait,
as well.
I've got lamb and mint jelly, and that is like from your
my
homeland.
favorite. Yeah, roast dinner on a Sunday. Look at that, Ryan. Thank you so much. Oh.
Watch his face here.
Oh, the lamb is so juicy. Not dry at all. You know, so many places here, they cook it to death. Like, they'll make it so dry. And that mint jelly as well is awesome. You didn't make that, did you? No?
I did put some apple mint that I had in the greenhouse.
Wow.
Into it, and then onto the lamb itself before roasting it.
Thank you.
Good.
That has made my Boxing Day, Ryan. Amazing. As ever, Ryan will be back next Tuesday with some more ingredients. I'm going to munch on this. Thank you so much
Merry
for today.
Christmas, Peter.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Here's Ejina, Every Day.